Alright, welcome back. So we're gonna fix up this bike today. This was a loaner bike from, or I lent it to Toasty Rides for a little ride, and he said the headset's loose, so gonna take a look at that. And I also noticed the back wheel is kind of loose as well. Just gotta tighten up the cones, I think. And I wanna chuck on these pedals, this stem. I restored the stem, been wanting to try it out for a little while. My old one had only just the pivot, and this one has dual pivots. So I want to try this one out, see if it's more stable. Putting the moth bars on, and then if I need to put a new headset on, I'll put a new headset on. Hopefully it just tightens and it's alright. And we will get this rolling again. This is the other stem I was talking about. See how it's only got the pivot on the bottom. Apparently that one's more solid. But yeah, I sold the Bianchi and I just kept the stem. I don't think anyone wanted to buy it with this stem, but I think it's pretty sick. Just unhooking the cables here, quick little squeeze on the V-brake, and then you can, if your barrel adjuster have those gaps, you can kind of just unhook it like this, and I find it easier to unhook it, and then you can chuck the levers on somewhere else rather than just having it connect to the cables. Sometimes when you have wider bars, it's hard to keep the cables on and slide the levers back on. But yeah, just taking off the grips and taking off the levers again, taking off the shifter. These came off pretty easy. Yeah, I saw these old Cannondale levers. I thought they were pretty cool because the barrel adjuster seemed really sick. So yeah, I got them a while back. And then here, yeah, just taking off this little analog friction shifter, and you can use a unitube to protect your bars if you want. Actually, you can see that blow away a bit later. It ended up blowing behind that wooden chair there, but I had to look through the footage to get it. And then here, just taking off the bars, taking off the stem. Everything was pretty clean. And then just, yeah, undoing this because I want to check the threads. Alright, what I'm doing here is just basically checking out the threads. You make sure it's good all the way around. Make sure nothing is chipped or coming off. These threads look pretty good, I gotta say. And then same thing with the cups. Just check on the inside. Make sure nothing's happening. That's just grease. But yeah, seems pretty good overall. Just wiped off the grease bit, you can see. All pretty sharp, all pretty good. Nothing should cause it from slipping. So it might just come undone. And then check the nut as well. Seems pretty good. So yeah, maybe it just came loose. I'm just gonna check another nut to see if it has deeper threads or not. I was gonna check on this, but I might not need to. Yeah, the thread's about the same. This one has slightly sharper threads, I would say. So maybe I might use this nut instead. Yeah, so I wiped all the grease off before, so just wanted to add some more. I have to refill my grease gun, so that's what kind of why I just took the lid off. And then yeah, just wind this back on. And a little trick here is to just lift the fork up, and it should straighten the steerer. And that way you can tighten it a little bit more, tighten it so it's nice and snug. And then here, using two headset tools, you can make sure you tighten the nut against each other. And yeah, it should be super solid now. Hopefully this holds. And then yeah, a little bit of grease for this shim, because this has a 25.4. I'm just shimming it down to 22.2. Just like that. Just grease it up so it comes out again if you need to change it. And then yeah, putting this stem in. And that went in pretty perfect. Yeah, I decided to, if I need to slam it or not, and I did decide just to, yeah, slam it all the way. I think it looks a bit better like that, and there's nothing blocking it, so I could slam it. I think the other stem had like a little bolt or something that you couldn't slam all the way. And then here, just putting on the bars, just put the curve on the smallest gap in the stem. And then yeah, you can turn the bars and wind it on like that, and you shouldn't scratch it. And then yeah, just putting it in there. It was pretty tight to put the knurl bit, but yeah, it's good that it's tight because I don't want it to slip or anything. It's just being held by one bolt. I think originally this stem ran flat bars, so having wider bars and yeah, more leverage, I think it'll be more prone to slipping, but I did it just pretty tight and it seemed alright, so I'll see how it goes. And that's looking pretty good. Going up and down, decided to put the seat down from Toasty Rides. I'm not as tall as him, so had to put it down. And then, yeah, it felt pretty good. At this point, I decided to take the rack off and put the quick release back on the seat post. But yeah, this is pretty easy to undo, just a couple of bolts and that came off. And then here, just putting on the quick release on again. Nice and tight, seat's not going anywhere. And then I moved the saddle just slightly forward, just to help with the reach a little bit. And then here, putting everything back on. So yeah, just the little unitube rubber bit. And then yeah, it'll be the levers and the grips. But yeah, originally I thought that the stem might be too long, but it ended up being not too bad once I sat on the bike and just kind of have a feel for it, because I think the swept back bars sweep back a little bit, so it reduces the reach. And then my cables were just long enough to fit, and then you just adjust the levers to make sure they feel good. But yeah, I ran the moth bars on this bike before with a quill stem, just a rigid quill stem, like a road bike stem, and I think it was maybe 80 or 90 long, and this one is probably like 110 maybe. So just slightly longer. And then yeah, just chucking the grips on. We'll see how it goes once I ride the bike. And then yeah, these are pretty good, feeling pretty good. And then here I end up just tightening the quick release, and that kind of fixed the back wheel being so loose, so maybe it's that. I didn't have to redish or anything. And then I put these pedals on from Bike Dad, shout out Bike Dad, but they're like kind of a little bit too loose at the moment, and I was too lazy to service them just at the moment, so I decided to chuck these Burtec ones on. I had these lying around and they feel pretty good, so just chuck these on. There's probably nothing wrong with these plastic ones I had on, but yeah, I just wanted something a little bit nicer. And then there we have it. Pretty sick, pretty done. I gave it a quick clean overall. Yeah, I kind of was keen to ride this bike, so I didn't clean it super clean, but yeah, just good enough, just a once over. And then yeah, off we go for a bit of a ride. Just a local area, sun's finally out. Alright, here we are. Gonna take it for a spin. I actually adjusted the stem so it's a little bit stiffer. There's a little bolt on the front. Just in there, there's a little bolt that pushes on that little plate. And I made it a bit stiffer than normal. Seems pretty good riding here. And yeah, the bars feel good. I can't go too ham because I feel like this is gonna slip. But all in all, it's feeling pretty good so far. And got my Crownworks water bottle. Let's take it for a little spin. Almost walked into this while filming. Can't really see it. See if I can zoom in. There we go. Can you see it? Basically a big spider web. Yeah, it just won't show up on film. But it's basically covering this whole area. Yeah, overall pretty fun bike. Took me a little bit to get used to the stem, but wasn't too bad. What I like about it has way less side flex than the other stem, almost no side flex at all, which is awesome, is exactly what I wanted. So super stoked on that. And the stem itself runs pretty good, just going over bumps and stuff kind of takes the edge off. You just got to be careful not to run the front brake too hard. I almost went over the bars one time, just kind of grabbed me by surprise and had to yank this come off, but luckily I was alright. And yeah, the rock shocks help as well. I think the rock shocks are a little bit stiffer now, just running the purple elastomers in there. But yeah, the stem ended up being pretty good. I quite quite like it for a bit of fun, pretty cruisy. You're not doing any jumps or anything on it, and the bars didn't end up slipping just with that one bolt. So pretty stoked on that. And then here you can see what it looks like to get up a curb and go down a curb. You just gotta be ready for it to go down. But yeah, it's quite fun going off small curbs and stuff. It just takes the edge up, you can't really feel it. And yeah, that's basically it. Hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching, thanks for all your support, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace!